Hi everybody, my name is Dave Shady. I am the director of the Alaska Division of Agriculture. Welcome to another Facebook Live. Sorry we're a little late. We're trying to make sure we have details and on these updates, and we were working on that. So today we're going to talk about a whole series of things related to our celebrations we've been having about agriculture this week. And in the end, Catherine, who's here with me today, will give you an update on our microgrants and where we are in that process. So today we're going to talk about Agriculture Day. We're going to talk about and the winners. We had a contest and we had some winners. We're going to talk about that. We're going to show you some slides of some of the wonderful pictures of meals. Oh man, I tell you what, I hadn't had lunch and I'm watching this going, man, that is good looking food. And then we're going to talk and show you some pictures from Drive Your Tractor Day. Arthur Keys and a group of people had a lot of folks out there driving their tractors. That's always a fun event. One I had to miss this week, but our deputy commissioner got to come out and drive and be with it. So he led for the department. Then we're going to talk about our really exciting thing. We're going to have Ag Day at the fair. And so that's going to be on the 29th. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I'll give you a little update on our Senate and House bills. And then in the end, Catherine is going to talk about microgrants. So let's go ahead and go. So as everybody knows, Alaska Agriculture Day is the first Tuesday in May. And I really wanted to thank the governor for the proclamation and his support of Agriculture Day. So there's a picture. Staff was able to go out and we had an Alaska grown meal out at the PMC. Got to be together as we work hard, and it's really nice when you get to eat a little of that Alaska grown food. So we had Alaska grown hamburger and some brats in that. It was really good, Alaska grown potatoes. And so that was a fun part of the day. Actually got to have some out of the office time. So man, look at these pictures. This was really good looking food. And hey, you were competing for a $25 gift card and Alaska grown apron. If you were looking at that last slide, that's one of those aprons. And so, there is some really good food that is grown in Alaska. Our next slide. I mean, just look at that. From our berries to our pancakes that are from Alaska barley. It is just really fantastic what everybody did with the stuff that we produce here in Alaska. And then, of course, some desserts and things in an Alaska style. And the winners, Robbie, Julie, and Samara, we're going to get a hold of you pretty shortly and get the information so we can get your cards and those aprons. So John or somebody will be giving you a call. So it's not a prank. You really did win, and we're going to try to get that to you. So sorry, I got a little excited there, but I mean it's really cool when we have people compete, and then we can give you a little something. It's just a token, but we really appreciate the support we have from our ag community. And it's really nice when it's people that are on the receiving end showing us how they use things. So that was pretty exciting to that. So John Whipple, he's behind the scenes all the time. You don't get to see him, but he is a photographer extraordinaire. And these are some pictures. We're going to walk through about Drive Your Tractor to Work. This was started by Arthur Keys back when he was director, and he and a team of folks continue this year to year, and we're really, really proud to support what they're doing for that. So let's walk through our pictures. There's some folks you can see. There on the left, Deputy Commissioner Brent Goodrum. I was really pleased. I had a conflict. Brent came out and supported us from the Commissioner's office, and that was really good. So, this is a great group of people that come out and drive their tractors. And it's great when you see our younger farmers coming in. And the fact that they get to come out and learn to drive early and come out with their folks and get to be part of this. We start over at the fairgrounds, and so we get a pretty good progression. And we go down through Palmer and drive around, and it's really cool that you'd see all the kids come out from school and in the community, and they line the streets and they wave, and it's really fun. I've been on the tractor, and it's really fun to wave to the kids and show that support, or see the support that the community gives. We have our tractors that are the older ones, and then we have the newer tractors. And like I said, it's really great to see our our folks from the university. There's Jody on her tractor. It's really a community-wide event, and that's really neat to see. Love the fact that we just have it all around. End up over at the depot, and that is really great. If you don't know much about tractors, you see the traditional tires that are more row crops, and then you see the second one that has the high flotation tires, where you don't want to have the ruts. So different kind of farming has different kinds of tractors, and it's really cool to see all of that, the different uses. You've got the narrow crop tractor there with the front tires together. Though there's different designs. One of the sponsors of this particular event, of course, is the Alaska Farmland Trust, and we really appreciated their support and everything they do to help that event move forward. So there was good eats there and some presentations, and that was really cool to see everybody out there where all the tractors get parked and people get a chance to visit. Again, we really appreciate the support. This is some of our staff here. Catherine, you can see, Sarah, Glenda, Mo, and Brent. So really appreciated you guys going out and participating. We really appreciate the leadership from the commissioner's office that we get, and the fact that they come out and be with us on these kind of events. So August 29th, we are really, really excited to be working with the State Fair and having an Alaska Agricultural Day. So that has switched around a little bit. It is now going to be August 29th on a Sunday.
Nice.
And, we're trying to figure out events. The division hasn't had a day at the fair for quite a while. I thought as the director that was something we should rectify. And so it took us a while to get the funding and get the organization back to where we could do this. So what we want to know from folks out there in the community is, what do you want us to do for Agriculture Day at the fair? Are there events that you have in mind? Are there things you'd like to see? So, let John know, give us an email, send out, emails are great. Pick up the phone, give us a call. We answer our phones here, and we try real hard at that. And we'd like to hear what you would like to see for contests, whether it be a cooking contest with Alaska grown products, a farmer's market, working with the Farmers Market Association, for example, making sure that product's there. I know we got Alaska grown vendors, so we are going to have to work through and make sure we don't have conflicts, because we really want to support the people at the fair. But let us know, and we'll see what we can work in. And it's the fair, and we'll ask them what we can do. They've been fantastic to work with. We're really excited to support what they do. As you can see, it's now open 3 weekends. We were going to actually start on the 20th, but everything wasn't going to be open and available for the animals and a lot of the plants. And we're like, no, we really want people to see that agriculture be part of that fall harvest part of the fair. So that's what we're going to try to do, and we're really excited. As it's noted, this year it's going to be a little different, and we want to point out Tuesdays and Wednesdays, they're going to be cleaning days, because we're still dealing with this COVID and that. I thought the board made a great decision. They're going to keep it clean, and we're all going to work together to have a fantastic state fair. It's back. It's going to be live. We're so excited to be part of that this year. And my hat's off to the fair board and the administration over there. They've been great, and they're doing a great job getting us back. And it is going to be exciting to have the kids on the Ferris wheels again, and all of the fun stuff we get to do. I've done that since I was a kid. I was born and raised up here. Love going to the fair. My kids, and now I got my grandkids that I'll be taking. So this will be the second time that one of my grandkids, first time for the little ones. So it will be fantastic, and we're really excited about that. So a quick update on a couple of other things. So our lands bills, that'd be Senate Bill 97 and House Bill 156, are moving through the legislature. Really appreciate the feedback and the support that everybody's been given. But please continue to follow that. Senate Bill 97 will be in Senate Finance again tomorrow. House Bill 156 will be up. So, it's the main part of this is, guys, our citizenry are part of our legislative process. You like what you see, let them know. You don't like something, let them know. what we're trying to do is make sure that you're aware that we have ag-related bills going through the legislature, and we welcome the input from our community. The other bill that I'm working on a weekly, if not daily basis, is our industrial hemp bill, and that has been supported by Senator Hughes and Representative Hopkins from Fairbanks, and moving those bills through, that's going real well. We really know that it's important to get this passed this legislative session so that we can come into compliance with the 2018 Farm Bill. So again, the support, letting them know you like what we're doing and what's in those bills, or if you think there are things that need to be adjusted, we're always open to that input. So that's a legislative process, but you know, we can definitely help make sure you get in contact with the folks that need to be. I'm definitely running support for the governor's office, and we're definitely working as a big team to make sure that we get this right. And with that, I think we're down to, next slide, micro grants. So Catherine, I know you and the team have been really working on this. I know you've got a new team member. Maybe you can talk a little bit about how you guys have been getting this developed, and then I know you got some points you want to make. Fantastic job. I know you guys are working long hours to get this done, so how about an update?
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dave. I'm Catherine Cheadle. I'm the Grants Administrator for Division of Agriculture. And big thanks to Glenda, Amy in Fairbanks, our new person helping out with microgrants, Sarah. We are in the home stretch right now of testing phase for a new software package. Dave has supported us in going from what was in February, if those of you who submitted a pre-application can remember, my email box had 3,000 individual emails in it. Yeah, 3,000. About 2,500 of those were actually applications, not just asking what was going on. And we've come down to the qualified ones are around 2,000 of them. Okay. Most all of the pre-applications, you know, because of different formats people were trying to submit and attach and fax and mail and scan and all this, pretty much all of the pre-applications, we can tell there's a good solid project intent behind it. So everyone, you know, unless it was a completely blank form, is going to be able to submit a full application, and they qualified. Again, this is federal money, so we're beholden to a lot of different rules. And so I get the fun of both working with people on the ground and seeing these projects get started up, but also making sure that as a state, we're fulfilling what we have to for this federal grant program. Microgrants is completely new. We've never had one before. It's not COVID money, but it is for food security. You know, we did learn a lot in 2020 about the impact of transportation, about our need for self-sufficiency, but I'm learning a ton about not just the need for food security, for storage, for transportation, but also our innovation as Alaskans. We've had 25 times the funds asked for as what we had for this year. We will have money for the next fiscal year, and we're hoping that this can become a long-term program. Right. So Dave and Glenda and our whole team, we're kind of working with some of our funders on that end of things to see how we can make this track into a more long-term program. Right now, what's in front of us, again, we're going to have a software platform for all 2,000 people this round that we think is about the number of qualified pre-applicants that we will be inviting to submit a full application. So our team, this whole week, we've been spending our days with a company that's providing this online grant application, testing out the applications of different types, individuals, organizations, groups of organizations, all kinds of different rules and ways that those different kinds of projects can look. Everybody that was a pre-applicant, whether or not you get forwarded to the full application, yes or no, you're going to get an email. So the short update is coming soon to an email inbox near you. I will be emailing you out. And if you are selected and qualified for the full application phase, that'll be a link, and you can go in, register, create a password, save your work, go back in. It'll be like any online grant application. So this is going to save a lot of time and, well, staff time and effort and crossing our eyes on our end too. So thanks for your patience. Thanks for bearing with us. We're really close to having a system that's just going to be a lot more pleasant and save a lot more time on both ends. Just a reminder, it is a competitive grant. So it is reimbursable. You need to spend the money and have the receipt in hand first. There's no pre-award. And by the time awardees are selected from the full application period that we will have open for 45 days from when we start those, then there's contracting with us. Then the project's on the ground, the reimbursement. So it's going to be fall, and that's always been the case. So just kind of a reminder as you're getting ready for this season, what we're working with right now is really going to support a project through the next growing season. If you're growing, it does apply for storage and a whole lot of other things that we've already got the information out there for. So there's the update. Very, very close to taking in all the full applications. I'm personally excited. I'm an on-the-ground kind of a project person, and I want to see these on the ground. I've written a lot of grants in my past life, so I have tremendous empathy. I'm always happy to hear from somebody when they call up and say, hey, where are you at? Hey, how do we do this? And working with John here, we're going to be able to make a couple of videos and post them online on our Division of Ag website with a link. We're going to post them on Facebook of how to submit the full application. So if that does apply to you, and you submitted the pre-application and you're forwarded to the full, we will have some resources and videos for how to, and I'll also be leading a couple of live webinars, be able to take some questions and talk about the full application. So it won't just be, here you go, good luck. It's a new process. It's going to be a lot easier. And we are going to have some resources up for you, but we're making it up as we go. And to me, I just love it. It's solving a puzzle every time I come into work every day. How is this going to look? How are we going to make sense and make a really great new project that can get wonderful projects out and on the ground for Alaskans that have so many innovative ideas?
Yeah, so a couple of points. I think we've decided that this will just be for 1 year.
Yes,
We're
1 year
trying
grants.
to make sure we can get as broad a scope as we can. So we were limiting it to 1 year projects. This is going to be, we know at least one more year. We've already got that funding, and we have 2 more. And then I know that there's an intent to put it in the next Farm Bill. So we're trying to build a long-term program, like you said. The other thing is, yes, you're going to have to put it in on the internet. It is just going to be required. So if you're struggling finding internet, then that'll be the question is, we'll help you find somebody with that technology. But it is just not really possible to make this work without going, but it's been designed to go off of your phone, your iPad, your PC, whatever. I mean, we're working really hard to make the technology work. So you may have to go down to the corp store. You may have to go to your friends or your neighbors. But the only way we can be fair and equitable and make sure that that information we're required by federal law to get is done is to work it through this process. So the team, I can tell you, I know they spent a month drafting and writing and simplifying and arm wrestling with AMS, the Ag Marketing Service, the USDA, to make this an Alaskan-centric program. And that has been a challenge. It's been a huge challenge. As director, I've had to be in on some of those conversations, and we're not even done with all of those conversations. So we're going to help you with terminology, because what we call one thing we can't say, but the same building with the different names allowed. So I mean, those are going to be some of the things that I'm not going to telegraph. That'll be part of that training.
Language translation job.
Yeah. So you know, we understand, because as Catherine said, we've been on the other side of this, and so we're trying really hard to have all the bugs worked out of the program, trying to make sure the language is clear. The definitions, I mean, and I'm really excited that the team is going to do some video training. And then, of course, we're talking about the live events. So with that, that's kind of, anything else you want to add?
Well, along with the 1 year only to make everything manageable, all sides, I do want to mention real quickly about the funding.
Okay.
It was allowable through the statute for an individual to apply for up to $5,000 and an organization for up to $10,000. That is still the statute. But what we're looking at is we've been asked for 25 times the funding we have for this year. And so you're allowed to ask for up to the limit, but you're likely to get less than you ask for if you apply for the full amount. We just simply do not have the funds by magnitudes for everything. So, Dave and our review committee are going to be taking a careful look at the projects, see how realistic they are within a one-year time frame, and see how much good can be done responsibly with the funding that we do have.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And it does, just because you have one, because it's limited to 1 year, in future years, you can apply again.
Yes.
So it's not a one and done. This is going to be, we literally are redesigning this to be a ongoing program. And that's been part of the challenge, is to figure out how to implement a program in the middle of the change that's been handed to us as we're implementing.
Yeah.
So the team, I'm real proud of the team. They've done a great job. Literally, we were almost done, and then there was a major policy change that meant there were significant changes in how we wrote it. And so, it was positive, because it opened back up a lot of our applicants that they were trying to deny, and we didn't agree. We won that appeal, but that meant that we then had to work a little harder and a little longer to get this pulled in place. So John, do we have any quick questions? We got just a little bit of time. So
we don't have any questions pertaining specifically to microgrants. However, Robbie, who was our winner for today, is super excited about getting her apron, and also has a question regarding Tractor Day. She's saying that we're discussing how to bring your tractor to work day in Homer, and
Cool.
is wondering, do other folks around the state have local events?
I am not aware of another Drive Your Tractor today, and Arthur Keys would be the gentleman to talk to about that.
How scenic would that be? Tractors driving through Homer. Go for it, Robbie.
That's a great question too.
Yeah, that is a good
And,
question.
we'll post that and see if anybody does it anywhere else. I mean, it's a national program, so that.
If
it could
you
be.
did it, send your pictures in on our Facebook page, and John will take a look. That's awesome.
Other than that, no more questions.
All right.
Well, I also just, again, want to thank everybody involved that has been hopeful and excited about these microgrants for your patients. Pre-application, full application, it's just not quite there. We're almost there. But thank goodness for the pre-applications. We learned how much need there was, and some really interesting things. And I get to spend some time in meetings trying to Alaskanize this program. It's the same thing, all kinds of different programs that come from the national level. We've got to Alaskanize it and make it reasonable for being on the ground. So this has turned out to be a real silver lining that Dave set us up with the pre-application, because we've been able to fine-tune a lot of the larger policy level issues. By the time we have the full application, we know that we can follow through on what we're so excited about. It's not a completely new program, oh, hey, go, whoops, what was that? We've actually been able to, have some good conversations and really truth out a lot of the different ways that this is going to be able to get on the ground and work for Alaskans. One of my coworkers was up late last night trying on her little daughter's iPad. We've been trying it on phones. We're trying to make it work. We're really working hard to make sure that people who have bad internet or connections that aren't secure can be kicked off the internet and get back in, and you haven't lost all of your work. So little details like that are really going to make a smooth difference. So thanks to the whole team.
So and Catherine made a really great point to me earlier today, and that is, guys, this is really important for us to do well in the beginning to keep this program.
Yeah.
So what we want is good results from the money we put out there. So we were really excited by the applications and the quality of them. And so, we're going to ask you to redefine, define, narrow down so that we can show good results. That's how we'll keep this program, is showing that indeed we have improved food security out at the community level. And that has been a focus from the beginning that I looked at this. And, the pandemic taught us the farther out you are, the more challenged you are with that security. And, it's some great conversations. We're continuing to work on the issue. And so that's going to go. So, John, let's close up. If you'll tell people kind of what we got coming in our upcoming events, because I know we have a few things that we've kind of got lined out.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. The next couple of weeks' Facebook Lives are first next week. We have Chris Seacarey coming on board talking about bee surveys, and he's actually going to be bringing in another honeybee expert, and they're going to bring in some real examples. It's kind of going to be a hand-on deal, which will be pretty fun here in the studio. And so be sure to tune in for that. And then the week following that is going to be another microgrants update. And we're
Yes.
very excited for that. That should be a big one. And so please
Yeah.
tune in for that one. Put that on your calendars for the 20th at noon.
Yeah, my biggest wish as a grants person is to help you be successful, like Dave said, is to get this on the ground. I honestly don't like paperwork very much, but that's what I get to do to ensure the success of the program, track it well so that we can enjoy continuing to get support for really needed projects and really creative ideas all across Alaska. So my job is to help you have a successful, great project on the ground that increases our self-reliance as a state. Big picture.
So I really want to thank everybody for tuning in, or if you've watched it, for watching it after the fact. We really love the response. We do read the comments even after the fact. We monitor this. If you have ideas to help us make it better, if you have subjects you'd like to hear about, we're always looking for subjects and trying to display what our ag community has. So whether it be here in the studio or when we go out in the field, it's summertime, so it's a little easier to get out. We're going to be looking at some of those things. So with that, thanks. Have a great day.